Well, hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Prop Up Video. This is The Beacon from the 2008 movie starring Jim Caviezel, Ron Perlman and John Hurt, called Outlander. Very few people saw this film because it was very hastily thrown into theaters, unfortunately. And the movie cost about $70 million, I believe. It was filmed in New Zealand, so this piece has actually come all the way across the pond from New Zealand to California, which unfortunately means it has a slight degree of damage here, although I'm not sure if Premiere Props is well known for looking after their props in their warehouse. But this is a truly wonderful piece made by the Weta Workshop. Very much a detailed, hero, fully working prop, although currently right now in a state of disrepair. This is estimated to have cost between $20,000 and $30,000 to build. There's so much detail work in this, there's so much CNC work, which is basically a computer-enabled CAD designed system where you can put a picture into the computer and then have a water jet or an air jet carve out the pieces. And it would have been used on the interior pieces here, the metal, and also the exterior is fiberglass. But there's so much work involved in this to make all the components function. And what I thought was at first probably going to have a number of different pieces to, or at least a number of different props to do one function. This prop ended up doing every single function in the movie, excluding the eyepiece, which for most of it was CGI. What it was used for was for a sequence where Jim Caviezel lands on Earth. Because he's alien, he doesn't speak the language or know where he is, so the box opens, out comes an eyepiece, and it enables him to directly download information into his head. Once the information is downloaded into his head, he then can proceed on to find the alien creature that has escaped him and his planet where he originally came from after it killed his wife and child. In the movie, I'd done a lot of research on it, and in fact, really saw the movie and began to like the movie simply because of this particular prop. I knew there'd be a lot of detail which couldn't be seen in the long-distance shots from Premiere, but I really didn't think that every single thing that the thing did in the film would all be contained in one self-contained unit, so I was very impressed at the workmanship. These handles here are what Jim Caviezel holds onto once the information is downloaded into his head. It's a very stressful experience. As you can probably hear, that's the servos there which engage to make the piece open and close, and that works on both handles. There's various detailing pieces that are missing. Up here, this is actually on here and I had to glue it back into place. But as you can see, it's missing on the other side. The interior, well, down here you've got the pistons that drive the unit to close. Various cables, wires. This here is the position which the eyepiece was mounted to on a pole, although most of the time you saw the eyepiece, it was computer generated. The CNC work here, the detailing on all the interior, etc. And basically by not making a mold, that also means that the piece is rarer because obviously they didn't need to make a mold, they just cut the pieces out as required, and you can kind of see that when you look at the close-up detailing. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to return the piece to its closed position. The Beacon was called such because once it had done its job of downloading the information into his head, it would then close and become a device that could send a signal out to his homeland and have a rescue ship sent. So I will close it now, and you'll see the pistons working. It's one half. And the other half. And then the front piece here is also mounted on a piston and would close as such, but that right now needs some work done to it, but that will actually just close and remain closed. The lights here will chase if this is ever returned to working order, and this detailing here is missing from this in here, but otherwise there'd be a central position here which would light up too. This is the cable which was connected to the grey box that basically the entire unit was driven from a custom-made control box. And up here we've got the handles that Caviezel turns, and this is as so, just a fake way of opening the box, but of course they don't actually do anything. And the same with this one. So the back has a degree of damage where much of the detailing is missing from the piece as well, unfortunately. Another way that Premiere kind of shows the best side and doesn't show the rest of it. Their shipping was kind of bad. It took nearly 2 months to get this item here. But overall, I'm very pleased with the item. I'm very pleased that it clearly is a one-of-a-kind item. The other ones were made. One contained a gun that opened up, and then there were some solid ones that you could see in the case where they were just cast off this, just the exterior triangular shape was cast just to make those that could go in the emergency escape pod. But it's a beautiful piece, as I said, made by Weta. Lots of money, lots of expense, lots of time. Very pleased to have it. As we know, working hero props very few and far between. And I hope you've enjoyed this little look around it. And we'll see you again sometime in the future on one of our video blogs. Take care.